Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Lawrence Ross, aka Blind Lawrence. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Hope you like what you see. Observing obscure observances, looking at the calendar for June 24th. Here we have Celebrate the Senses Day. According to the creators of today's celebration, Thomas and Ruth Roy of Wilcat Holidays, if one treats themselves to the stimulation of the five senses, today, taste, touch, sense, sight, taste, touch, scent, sight, and sound, they will experience the elevation known to many mystics as the elusive sixth sense. What is the elusive sixth sense? It is a sense that goes beyond the others, where experiences and sensations take place through thoughts in the mind, not through the body. The ability to see future or distant events is one event of having a sixth sense. There is much skepticism surrounding this existence, but many believe it to be real. Some think everyone has it, or at least has the potential for it, if they would only get in tune with their paranormal abilities. Others say it is only experienced by the likes of psychics, mediums, and shamans who need to go into a certain mental state to experience it. I see dead people. They're everywhere. Great movie, by the way. The sixth sense is formerly known as extrasensory perception, ESP, of which there are various types. Clairvoyance is the ability to see things or events happening somewhere else. Precognition is the ability to see the future. Retrocognition is the ability to see into the distant past. Telepathy is the ability to read the thoughts of others. Psychometrics is the ability to get information about a place or person simply by touching an object, and mediumship is the ability to channel dead spirits. The idea that people perceive things beyond bodily sensations has been around for millennia, but the modern conception of it came about in the first half of the 20th century. J.B. Rhine, a Duke University professor, coined the term ESP in 1934. So that's a little blurb about that. It's an interesting little thing. So, I don't know. Do we have it? I don't know. Let's see. Here's a nice one. International Fairy Day. Let's see here. Ah, darn it. I thought clicking on the actual icon would have worked, but it didn't. My plan totally backfired. It didn't go the way I wanted it to. Darn it, and I got to refresh the page. I'm just leaving that in. This is the raw footage you're getting, with my silly little intro and outro tacked on at the beginning and end. Okay, International Fairy Day. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right. International Fairy Day, reputedly started by artist Jessica Galbraith, celebrates fairies, the mythological creatures of folklore. The term fairy goes back to Europe in the Middle Ages, but similar creatures were mentioned prior, including the Gandharvas and angel. Whoa, this is a big one. Gandharvas in ancient the Gandharvas in ancient Sanskrit texts, myths of Greek mythology, Jenny of Arabic mythology, and others. Fairies were closely tied to Celtic culture. To Celtic culture, and were seen as being intelligent, magical, and mischievous. Early on, they were depicted as being serious in nature and possibly dangerous and cruel. Over time, they became more innocuous and now usually appear in children's stories. They are commonly now depicted as using their magic powers for good. J.M. Barrie's 1904 play, Peter Pan, said that fairies came from the first baby's laugh, which broke into 1,000 pieces. Fairies are usually portrayed as being dwarf-like in stature. Some may be the size of humans, but some may be only a few inches tall. They are generally portrayed as female, with wings that allow them to fly, and with green clothes and hair. According to tradition, they live in fairyland, or Taranagorog, the land of eternal youth. This means they were rarely seen, although there are times they come into closer contact with humans. They can sometimes be seen in twilight or during Beltane, Midsummer's Eve, and All Hallows' Eve. It is said that they then try to carry off children and adults who are sleeping outside. Yeah, well, there's something for you. But what about the good fairy that turned little bunny Foo-Foo into the worm? What about that one? Museum Comes to Life Day. Whew, that's a little freaky. There's no information, though. National Parchment Day, observed the last Wednesday in June. No information. National Prolines Day? National Creamy Prolines Day. Observed annually on June 24th. No information. Swim a Lap Day. Observed annually on June 24th. No information, but I know that Mr. Rogers used to do that. He used to take laps in the pool every day. Every day. World UFO Day, observed annually on June 24th and annually on July 2nd. I don't know how to dub in the X-Files music just yet, so sorry. All right, here we go. World UFO Day is dedicated to the existence of unidentified flying objects. First celebrated in 2001, it was created by the World UFO Day organization. The day is often celebrated on June 24th and July 2nd, although the World UFO Day organization declared July 2nd to be the official day. June 24th marks the anniversary of one of the first UFO sightings in the United States, when Kenneth Arnold reported seeing 9 high-speed crescent-shaped objects near Mount Rainier in Washington in 1947. July 2nd marks the anniversary of the Roswell UFO incident, which also happened in 1947. I was wondering why, when they were going to mention Roswell in this thing. The creators of the day claim the day exists to raise awareness about the undoubted existence of UFOs and with that intelligent beings from outer space, and that the day exists to encourage governments to unclassify their knowledge about sightings throughout the history, as they believe the United States government has exclusive information about UFOs. The creators also said the most important thing is that people collectively open their minds to the subject for one day and send out the message mentally that UFOs are welcome on this earth. On a less serious note, the day is for talking with friends about UFOs, watching movies about UFOs, attending conferences about UFOs, having parties with UFO themes, and gazing up into the sky and looking for UFOs. Objects flying in the sky are generally from Earth and generally can be explained by scientists. UFOs, a name coined by the U.S. Air Force in 1953, are objects that can be seen in the sky but haven't been identified. They are usually later identified as being man-made or being caused by a natural phenomenon, such as the weather. In the 1940s and 50s, these UFOs were In the 1940s and 50s, the UFOs were often called flying saucers or discs. This was also the time of the Cold War, and there was a focus on national security as new aircraft and missiles were being tested at the time. These new flying objects had to be identified and logged. In 1948, the United States Air Force began investigating reports of UFOs with a group called Project Sign. Most in the group believed that UFOs were Soviet aircraft, but some did think they were spacecraft from other planets. Project Sign became Project Grudge, and then in 1952, it became Project Blue Book. It lasted until 1969 and collected information on 12,000 sightings and events. About 6% of these were never solved or identified as being caused by a specific phenomenon. I wonder if there's any information about Long John Neville. He used to do a radio show back in the day talking about this kind of thing. And also Art Bell. Art Bell, The Kingdom of Nye. I remember Phil Hendry used to do spoofs of the Art Bell show, and Art was cool with it. Phil would do these takeoffs on the Art Bell show where it would be something to the effect of like, tonight, this is Coast to Coast. It always goes something like this. And it always have Dancing Queen by ABBA in the background as like the theme song for the Art Bell parodies on the show. It would be something to the effect of like, and now, Coast to Coast with Art Bell. If you're calling from west of the Rockies, oh, just try it. East of the Rockies, try it again, buddy. South of the Rockies, well, howdy, y'all. And north of the Rockies, got any change? And now, here's Art Bell. And thank you, Ross Mitchell, and a very good evening to each and every one of you this morning. We'll be talking with General Johnson Jameson as he talks to us from his bunker complex in Pahrump, Nevada, 500 feet below the surface of the earth. But first, this word from Pima Enterprises friends, and then he'd endorse some really insane product. And it's a lot of fun, by the way. Check it out. PhilAndReShow.com. Not sponsored, just letting y'all know. Check it out. It's a fun site. And that is the end of the video. I'm Lawrence Ross. Thanks for watching. Hope you like what you saw.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Lawrence Ross, aka Blind Lawrence. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you'd like, you can check me out on my other social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and yes, even Instagram.
That does not make sense.
All ending in /Blind Lawrence.